Hello, weirdos. It's Riot. How's it going? Just a moment ago, I posted a video. That was technically Friday the 13th. It's now after midnight, so it's Saturday the 14th, the funniest day of the year. So, well, at least to me anyway. So, why not post another video? Here we are. If you're watching this early on May 2022, Saturday the 14th, there'll be enough time for me to let you know that at 6 p.m. till midnight, we'll be playing all 5 of my homemade movies that we've done over the last 7 years in chronological order, even if they don't all cross over. But we'll be playing them on twitch.tv/riot at the movies, just for fun. It does leave, they're only about an hour and a minute each, so it does leave us with an hour of time to spare. So within there, I'll be making appearances, letting people call in, badmouth my shitty made movies. And I'm home alone during that time, so I'm just going to go crazy and just freak out and lose my mind during it. And I'll pop up in the corner of the screen and you'll just see me gouging my own eyes out. You know, that kind of fun stuff. So if you tune in, again, twitch.tv/riot at the movies. But the reason we're here right now on the YouTube is I'm going to do a film review. A film review on YouTube? I don't do that anymore, do I? No, I really do. I do them on Instagram and on riotofthemovies.com, which is now becoming terriblefest.com. So for the next couple of weeks, you can type in either of those .coms and you'll get my sites. But starting June 2nd, my birthday, it will become just terriblefest.com. The shows will still be Riot at the Movies, the events will still be Riot at the Movies, but I want to use that as an angle because we're going to make next year's Terrible Fest a really big thing. Anyway, we're here right now to talk about a film review. And the reason I'm doing it on YouTube is it's because it's of a guy that I really respect on YouTube for not making low-budget films. DIY, done with your friends and creating your own things on your own independent underground films. But I discovered that he did. Mone Media is one of my favorite YouTube pages. I love it. It has really got me through the pandemic. It basically is an archive site that archives classic cartoons and puts them into blocks. There's a couple of sites that do that as well. Rinse Repeat, I think, is still around doing that. There's Saturday Morning Remix and so forth. But I really like Mone's choices. He puts in commercials to make it seem like that was at the time, to make it feel like a certain year. He picks a year and just gives you like a 3.5 hour block of cartoons of a Saturday morning of that time. For some, I'll even let you know what network he's aiming around, what time period and what genre he's dealing with. So much fun. I love it. It's really kept me going during these rough times in the last 2 years with a lot of time on my hands. He also comes on and does some wacky little videos like Serial Man, which is so much fun, and then does some personal videos on there. And he's a really real guy. Like, he's just a pure-hearted guy. It's so much respect. Really love his stuff. Then he reached out to me and he pointed out that he makes films like we do, the B-movie weirdo underground guys. And I was like, oh, okay, you want me to review them? Oh, I haven't reviewed people's stuff in a while because I started hating other reviewers who take things too seriously and get too critical about the underground filmmakers and think they're all hot shit and can have their opinion on everything matters. And then other times when I was getting regular things sent into me, I'd be like, oh, well, I like this guy, and this guy's being really nice about this and sending this film to me. I want to say something good, so I'd have to fake my way through it and pick my words really well. I don't have to do that with Mone Media stuff. Damone Harris, man, welcome to the family of B-movie filmmakers. You fucking rule. In the last year, he made a short film about, perfect for this timing, Jason. So it's a Friday the 13th spoof short that's done straight-faced, though, and it's called Thursday the 12th. I posted it on our Facebook group, and I will be playing it in Eyesore Cinema at the beginning of my live show before I come on. So if you're at Eyesore on our next show in May, you'll get to see it there too. You can also check it on Mone's site, Mone Media, MONE space media, on YouTube. You gotta go back through history because he posts a lot of stuff of all the cartoons, but you gotta find it. And I gotta point out that their spin on Jason isn't our Jason, it's a different Jason, but as serious as they take it, it's really funny how he gets his mask, how he does not fit in the onesie workman's suit, so they just rip it open and he's business in the back and party in the front, I guess. Or the other way around. Anyway, brilliant nonetheless. Did he go a little farther back and you get a feature that he made? It's one of those features that's just a little over an hour, maybe an hour 20, something like that. Perfect timing for low budget stuff that he did called Money Tree. And when I first started watching it, I thought it was like a crime gangster film. Because it does take a bit to get into the story, except you're given the opening scene that totally lets you know this is a fantasy horror film. But then you really get into these characters about being down in your luck and having to do drug dealing to get some money to pay your bills and so forth. The main lead of the film is great. Is totally professional. I don't know if he's just a friend of Mone's, or if he actually is someone with history of acting. I didn't choose to look that up yet because I'm just enjoying the film, which is again free on Mone's site. But then eventually it gets back into this magical story about a tree that will let you get money if you take a leaf from it, which is super silly and super weird, totally out of place, out of the more kind of dark realistic concept that it's giving them. But that plays great in it. I think that's a lot of fun, personally, for someone like me who loves that era of early 2000s low budget stuff that would usually appear on those like 5-packs, the Pendulum Film stuff, or that Catacombs of Terror collection that had some early Todd Sheets stuff on it. Really fits with that. Has a really creative killer, shall we say, who protects the tree. And when it gets into the concept, when you finally get back to the tree is really just a secondary deal to do with these characters that are solid characters. They all die really creatively, some really silly, because again, not all of them are professional actors, and it's done very quickly. It's filmed very simple on a digital camera, and I believe Mon said on his phone. So, which again, if I'm thinking if he was given real equipment, he's already doing 10 times more creative shots than I have ever done on anything. And he sent me a message saying, be easy on me. It's the first time thing we're doing. We're just filming this with a bunch of friends on a phone. And I'm like, dude, if this was made a couple of years earlier, it would have been on every one of those compilations and all the B-movie horror collectors that I hiccup here. I'm eating a lot of cookies today. But anyway, back to Money Tree. Okay, if I'm going to make any critique on Money Tree, it's that there's too many people having phone conversations through it. But every one of you, no budget DIY filmmakers, know you've done that, especially in your early days. You do what you can do with the timing and the abilities available. So we're all guilty of that. But yeah, okay, there's a lot of that, which lets you kind of lose track a bit. But those who like the genre, they know what happens with that. It would be on those collections and people would be talking about them all the time. If that was released on DVD back about 15 years ago, it would have already had 3 different releases already. I guarantee you. Such a wonderful surprise to see that this guy, who is so much fun and just a fun YouTuber, is also totally getting it. He's one of those people in that group, in this group, that watches what I do. I don't get as many hits as Mone does in any possible way because we're a very specific audience, but those who get it. Really expect, and I demand Mone does more stuff. I demand he makes more things because he's gonna get better and he's gonna be a thing. You're gonna love it. Check out his YouTube page, check out his films on there. I'll post links in the comments to specifically the films that I'm talking about. Money Tree, to check out a really cool killer when that comes in. And with what I was going to make a point of, when it finally gets back to the tree, see, I got off topic, I'm excited, but when it gets back to the tree, it really gets a straight reference to The Guardian. For B-movie fans that are on a little higher level, but still most people don't know that, it's like Hand the Rocks, The Cradle meets Evil Dead. A really underappreciated film that you should totally check out. Mone, if you have not seen The Guardian, you are thinking on a great other level, and if you haven't, so go see it. Otherwise, good choice. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Check out Mone, check out Money Tree, check out Thursday the 12th. Like I said, I'll put them in the trailers. If it's still Thursday, sorry, if it's still Saturday, I'm so confused these days. Check out our stream on twitch.tv/Riot at the Movies. And otherwise, check us out on terriblefest.com because that's where things are going to start happening. Thanks again, guys. Happy Saturday the 14th. Stay crazy, stay weird, stay awesome.